Goedemorgen, hier is Machielsen vanuit Gothenburg met de anchorman of Sportsnet, Mr. Gene Principe.
Principe, yes.
I talked to him on Twitter and I follow him because, I'm also an Oilers fan and his work is to follow the Oilers.
That's right.
Are you then also a bit of a fan?
Yeah, you know what, to be honest with you, I'm a really big fan. I grew up in Edmonton. I was born and raised there, and back in the 1980s, when the Edmonton Oilers were winning all those Stanley Cups, I was a teenager, as a young guy, and I remember going, onto the Jasper Avenue, which is a main street on Edmonton, where people would go and celebrate the Stanley Cup. So I remember, watching Wayne Gretzky and Kevin Lowe and Craig McTavish and Yari Curry and all those players. So I grew up a fan, and so this opportunity has really been a dream for me to, many years later, get a chance to work with the hockey club.
Did you, in your when you were youth, you played hockey yourself?
I did play hockey. I wasn't very good. In fact, I was more of a soccer player. Soccer is kind of my favorite sport. I grew up wanting to play and cover the World Cup, not necessarily the Stanley Cup. And I played hockey. I wasn't very good at it. I couldn't skate very well. So then as time went on, I thought, well, I'm not going to make it as a hockey player or a soccer player. So I thought, what would be kind of like the second best thing to do? I thought, well, how about working around the hockey teams and working around soccer teams? But I grew up, wanting to be, Robin Van Persie or Aaron Robin, or I wanted to be, Paolo Rossi or someone like that from the Italian national team. But I just didn't quite have the talent to do it.
But Cruyff.
Yeah, Johan Cruyff. Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, the Netherlands, we don't have a lot of Dutch people in Canada compared to some of the other nationalities like Italians and Portuguese. But when it comes to soccer, Johan Cruyff came over and played in North America. And as a kid growing up, I got a chance to watch him in the North American Soccer League. Very well-known name, very well-known country. And I sympathize because neither Italy or the Dutch were in the World Cup. So it's very difficult.
Well, let's go to the hockey then. What is your prediction about the Oilers this season? As you see with the Pacific, Kovalchuk, of course, Carlson to the Sharks. It will get heavier. And what did the Oilers get? They widened the team, but...
Right, yeah, when you look at, and as many people do to start a season, you look and you say, oh, okay, who did they add to their team? Oh, wow, they added Erik Karlsson. Wow, they added Ilya Kovalchuk. For sure, you see those teams getting better. I think the Oilers feel like sort of from within they can get better. I believe they're a playoff team. I believe they're a 100-point team. I do believe that they'll make it back in the postseason. And a big reason is, number 97, right? Connor McDavid. I just think that he's already had a great career so far, and it's just going to get greater and greater.
My editors mock me because I'm a huge fan of Connor.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're not the only one. And we're finding that with Connor, anywhere he goes in North America is a big deal. And now we're seeing anywhere he goes in the world. In this case, the Oilers were in Germany and in Sweden. It's a big deal. He's the kind of player that people want to watch, want to see, want to meet, want to talk to, want to get a photo with. Just want to have some kind of story to say, oh, I watched Connor McDavid. Oh, I saw Connor McDavid. So they can go back and tell their friends, this is what I had a chance to do.
That's what I'm telling them also.
Yeah,
it's for the second time in Europe then. I saw him in March 3 times in Edmonton. And I've told my editors, I said, listen, within 5 years, he must win a cup. If he doesn't, he asks for a transfer.
Well, I think that Connor is incredible as one player with the points that he does and the way he skates. But I think we're seeing, especially this year, he's very motivated to bring his team with him. Last season he had a very good year and the team did not. And he doesn't like that. And that's not what he wants. And so I think that that's going to be a big motivation for him and the rest of the team. And I do believe that, his first year was somewhat, not wasted, but he broke his collarbone, so he didn't have the kind of year we would have expected from him. But he's got a Stanley Cup on the horizon. I agree with you. I think they're thinking 2-3 years from now, not 5, 6, 7 years from now. He's 21. So I would say by 25 at the latest, he'll be 22 this coming season. So I'd say 25 at the latest, and that would be late. So I think it'd be more like 23, 24. They'd like to have a Stanley Cup.
Let's hope that it will be in Edmonton. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed it.
Anytime.
And I see you in March and I bring the stroopwafels.
I look forward to it.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you
buddy.
very much. Gene.
Anytime.
Kom Machielsen, Gothenburg voor Face Off. Blijf kijken. Thanks again.
Excellent.